Welcome back, children. So today we will study about response and coordination in plants. Now, as a plant grows, the tip of the stem does not grow straight in a straight line, but actually the growth is directed in a curved path. This is called as nutation. This I have written. As a plant grows, the stem tip does not grow upwards in a straight line, but follows a curved path. This movement is known as nutation. Now, during this time, what happens? The apical meristem of the apex of the stem grows, but the growth is not uniform. One part of the stem grows faster than the other part. As a result, the growth is in a curved path, as you will find in case of pea plant. The stem, which is called as the stem tendril, as it moves, as it moves means as it grows with the support, with a solid support, you will find that the part of the stem which touches the support does not grow so fast, whereas the opposite side, which is not touching the support, grows faster. As a result, the tip has a tendency to bend around the support, means it twines around the support and then it moves in this way. It grows by twining around the support and hence it moves. Now, though it is a very slow movement and it cannot be seen with your naked eye as it is moving, means as it is growing. I told you at the beginning that in plants, movement is related to growth. But in some other plants, a quicker movement can be observed. For example, in case of Mimosa pudica, which you call the touch me not plant. In touch me not plant, what happens? If you touch a leaflet, you will find that all the leaflets are closing up instantaneously. Why does it happen? It happens because as soon as your fingertip touches any of the leaflet, water from all the leaflets moves right down up to the base of the plant. As a result, the leaflets fold up and close, and it is quite fast. Here, the stimulus was touch of your fingertip, and the response the plant showed by closing all the leaflets. This is visible. But some other type of movements are also there. For example, in many flowers you will find the flowers, the petals of a flower opens up after sunrise and again it closes after sunset. So these are also movements. So such type of movements in which the plants neither move towards the stimulus nor away from the stimulus are called as Nastic movement. So remember, those movements which are not, those movement in plants which are not directed either towards the stimulus or away from the stimulus are called as Nastic movements. So the first type of movement in case of plants is Nastic movement. Example, folding of leaflets of Mimosa pudica when touched. Here, so remember, this is the first type of movement which is known as nastic movement. Here, the movement shown by the plant part is neither towards the stimulus nor away from the stimulus. So these movements which are not directed either toward the stimulus or away from the stimulus, they are called as nastic movements. After nastic movement, another type of movement is seen which is called as stomatal movement. The opening and closing of a stomata depends upon light and darkness. Whenever there is bright light, the stomatal aperture opens. And whenever darkness falls, the stomatal aperture closes. Now this opening and closing of the stomata is because of guard cells. When the guard cells become turgid, they acquire this shape. These are the guard cells. They become distended. Distended means turgid, means they swell up due to accumulation of water. And this is the stomatal aperture. Clear? So these are turgid guard cells. Clear, children? And in the absence of light, that is in darkness, these guard cells lose water and they flatten. So it becomes so here you can see that the stomatal aperture has been closed. These are called as flaccid guard cells. So from here what happens, when the water is lost by the guard cells, it becomes flaccid. They become flat and the stomatal aperture, you can see closure of stomatal aperture. No aperture is seen in the middle. Whereas here a clear aperture is seen. So this is the next movement which is shown by stomata. Next is, after number 1, number 2, this is called as tropic movement. Now, the type of movement shown by an organism in which the direction of stimulus is there, that will be called as a tropic movement. For example, when a stimulus is there and an organism may either move towards the stimulus or away from it, then such type of movement is called as tropic movement or tropism. So this tropic movement is also called as tropism. Now if the organism moves towards the stimulus, then it is called as positive tropic movement. Whereas if the organism moves away from the direction of stimulus, then it is called as negative tropic movement. Clear, children? So tropism, whenever we will speak about tropism or tropic movement, there will be a positive tropic movement as well as a negative tropic movement. Okay? So I will discuss more about different types of tropic movement like phototropic movement, geotropic movement, hydrotropic movement, chemotropic movement, etc. in our next class. Thank you.